Coming up, a new look for the Old Time Square of Norfolk, extending the Neighborhood Watch concept to area businesses, and a hero's welcome for the men of the Norfolk State basketball team. These and many more stories from Lake Taylor to Larchmont, coming up on Norfolk News Now. Welcome to the April edition of Norfolk News Now. I'm Karen Parker Jetson with the Norfolk Police Department. Thanks for joining us. The Midtown Shopping Center in Ward's Corner is getting a new look. The city and the city's owner announced plans for the import hub at Granby and Little Creek last month. The Triple N's John Linko was on hand when the plans were revealed.
Thank you for doing this.
Why are city leaders and citizens thanking and hugging this woman?
Thank you for what you're doing for this area.
Well, this woman is Joan Dallas, owner of the Midtown Development Corporation and widow of Alexander Martone, the original builder of the Midtown Shopping Center in Ward's Corner, which will soon look like this after renovations are complete that she has agreed to pay for.
I'm happy for the memory of my husband who began all of this in 1947. It's really exciting for me because of the thoughts that he had about it.
In October of 1947, the Midtown Shopping Center opened to great fanfare. And at that time, it was heralded as, everyone knows, the Times Square of the South.
But the center has been hit by a tough economy over the years.
The center had gone through some times that we didn't want it to get worse. We wanted it to get better. So we had some meetings about it and decided the thing to do was just get a plan and start with it.
That plan includes a total facelift of the front facade, roof repair, and cleaning out of current spaces that are empty in the shopping center. The renovations will take about 6 months to complete and will not affect any of the current businesses already here.
We've stuck with it. This is all about the renaissance of a very, very special area in our city.
In addition, the Dollar Tree, Radio Shack, and Subway restaurant that all sit on the other side of Little Creek Road will move into the Midtown Shopping Center.
We are very blessed. We have so many gems and diamonds here in the city, and Ward's Corner is definitely one of those diamonds here in the city of Norfolk.
Every penny of the renovations will come from Dallas, which means a cost of absolutely zero to you, the taxpayer. Ward's Corner is in one of Norfolk's enterprise zones, encouraging business owners to rehabilitate and revitalize their investment. And since Dallas owns the Midtown Shopping Center, she'll qualify for city and state incentives in the coming years for the center's revitalization.
We are united in our commitment to build a city of the future, a place that we are proud to call home, where Ward's Corner has its rightful place at the table.
A place at the table, thanks to the generosity of Joan Dallas. For Norfolk News Now, I'm John Linka.
The members of Norfolk State's bracket-busting men's basketball team returned home to a hero's welcome last month, including a stop at Norfolk City Council.
We had a great season this year, and to be recognized for what we did, not just on the court, but the public speaking, talking to the media, all the outpour of thank yous and appreciating what we've done. We really appreciate it. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure and an honor to be here.
The MEAC champion Spartans became just the 5th number 15 seed to unseat a number 2 seed in NCAA history when they beat Missouri 86-84 in the first round. Senior Kyle O'Quinn dominated the stat sheets with 26 points and 14 rebounds in the game.
On behalf of the team, I'd like to say thank you for this wonderful recognition. I mean, put a lot of hard work into the gym and to practice and things like that. So to be recognized by the city of Norfolk, the team that we have written across our chest, it feels great. It feels great. It feels like you're being appreciated and all your hard work pays off. I just want to say thank you on behalf of the seniors and on behalf of the team.
Guards Chris McEachin and Pendarvis Williams added 20 each to the score. The Spartans fell in the second round to Florida, but their huge underdog win earned the team a most memorable place in local sports history.
We don't get a chance to tell you enough how proud we are of Norfolk State, but especially of this great run that you had with the MEAC championship. Of course, with the 15th seed, beating Missouri, which, man, we just went crazy over. And then the way you handled the success and how you spoke with the press and how you conducted yourself.
NSU President Tony Atwater released a letter to NSU students and staff congratulating the team for a job well done during the season.
Norfolk State University and its men's Spartan basketball team take pride in bringing honor and national recognition to the city of Norfolk. We congratulate Coach Anthony Evans, his coaching staff, and the remarkable men's basketball team for a great season, a MEAC championship, first ever in Division I play, and success, in the NCAA tournament. This is the first time, our men's team has actually played, in the big dance, in the NCAA Division I. I do not believe it will be the last time that they will be at the big dance. I think that there are really good times ahead for them.
Norfolk Mayor Paul Frame and the City of Norfolk have taken huge strides over the past several years towards ending homelessness in the Mermaid City. Last month, Mayor Frame and the city hosted a regional effort to do the same. The 2012 Southampton Roads Regional Conference on Ending Homelessness took place at Old Dominion University. Mayor Paul Frame was joined by the mayors of Virginia Beach and Chesapeake in supporting a continuing regional effort to end homelessness in Hampton Roads.
This is the fourth regional conference, and it shows a sense of vitality in our efforts that we've been able to come together in the last 5 or 6 years on 4 occasions.
Hosted by the Southampton Roads Regional Task Force to End Homelessness, the one-day conference featured updates on regional efforts and networking opportunities. Topics included veteran services, employment strategies, and at-risk youth.
It shows that regionalism is actually the way to go. When we're talking about funding, we're talking about projects and development, we need to look on a regional scale instead of just a localized scale, because there are no borders between cities, and we need to make sure that we are focusing on the good of the community, and our community is Southampton Roads.
Not many communities really come together in regional efforts, believe it or not. I mean, this is not a small thing. It's important that, as you know, homelessness knows no boundaries. That one night they'll be in Norfolk, and the next night they'll be in Virginia Beach or Chesapeake or someplace else. Our effort to get a handle on who these folks are, what their needs are, how we can rapidly house them and take care of their needs. I mean, it needs a regional effort.
A group of employees from the company that brings us power recently brought another much-needed service to low-income seniors in Norfolk. It was Dominion Day at the Food Bank of Southampton Roads. About 30 employees of Dominion Virginia Power took time off their real jobs to volunteer with the Food Bank's mobile pantry program. That's in addition to the Dominion's Foundation's latest $10,000 grant to the Food Bank to purchase items for the mobile pantry. The program delivers food to those in need with limited transportation and few other options for assistance. Knowing hunger doesn't take a holiday, the Dominion team that specializes in working in inclement weather sorted, packed, and delivered nearly 11,000 meals in the rain. They formed an assembly line to efficiently deliver chicken, breads, fresh fruit, canned goods, and desserts to our city Cromwell House residents. Meanwhile, another group of Dominion volunteers packed backpacks in the Norfolk warehouse. The backpacks are for local children who qualify for a free and reduced lunch, as well as their families. You've probably heard of a Neighborhood Watch, a partnership between citizens and the Norfolk Police Department to help make neighborhoods safer. Now, MPD has partnered with another group of people in Norfolk for a new watch program. The Triple N, John Linka, explains.
We want you to detect, deter, and prevent crime that is occurring against businesses.
This is the first of 4 quarterly meetings between Norfolk business owners and Norfolk Police in a partnership called Business Watch.
Business Watch came out of the concept of Neighborhood Watch. Neighborhood Watch was so successful in neighbors reporting suspicious activity and crime to the police department that they were catching burglars and they were catching suspicious people in their neighborhoods, and crime stats went down in neighborhoods that had a Neighborhood Watch. So that concept transferred over from Neighborhood Watch to Business Watch.
Oh, I think it's wonderful. Since we've begun, we've got a lot of education from Daniel and the people who are involved.
It began 2 years ago with businesses throughout Military Highway and has quickly grown, now expanding down East Little Creek Road from Chesapeake Boulevard to Shore Drive. Business Watch includes more than 375 businesses.
It provides that ability to just keep things away, bad elements, so we can react before things happen. It's a great program.
We need that business community to be the eyes and the ears for us in reporting that suspicious activity, and we've had great success stories because of people putting themselves out there, not just looking at their own business, but their business partners next door to each other and reporting all this suspicious activity.
Even though there are over 700 police officers in Norfolk, they can't be everywhere all the time.
And that's why each of the merchants has to get involved, has to be a member. But just knowing that you can contact these police officers, you call, they're there. But where are their eyes now?
It's neat to see people standing up saying, I've had it. I'm through with these criminals trying to take over. And it's neat to see people actually taking a stand saying, we have to stop it. Not only I have to stop it, but we have to stop it together.
To learn more about how your business can become a member of Business Watch, send an email to pdbusinesswatch@norfolk.gov. Be sure to include the name of your business with the first and last names of the business contact, phone number, street address, and email address of your business. For Norfolk News Now, I'm John Linka.
More than 30 high school juniors and seniors from public and private schools throughout the city converged on City Hall at the end of March to take part in Norfolk's first ever Youth in Government Day. The kids got a local government 101 class and then had time to ask questions of City Manager Marcus Jones.
We're excited. We really believe that this is an opportunity for students to look at government firsthand, understand what public service is all about, and hopefully we get them hooked.
After that, they partnered with city staff from various departments to find out what it's like to be a municipal employee for the day.
This is great. It gives actually young people a feel early on in life of what we do in municipal government, and hopefully they would choose a field or find something that they're interested in long term and come back and work for the city or any other municipality.
The event was coordinated by the Department of Recreation, Parks, and Open Spaces Bureau of Youth Services. The goal is to help the students become more engaged in civic matters by letting them see firsthand how local government works.
I really enjoyed this program. I thought it was a great experience to give, students in high school today, before juniors and seniors, before they head off to college, just an idea of what the city, councilmen do and the people in this building of City Hall, actually their jobs, and it gives them it gives them examples and it shows them, career ideas. I actually am interested now in communications thanks to the people that I was with. They showed me the ins and out of the technology they use and things like that to show the city of Norfolk their council meetings and things like that.
The students were selected by their principals to participate in Youth in Government Day. Norfolk Public Schools has issued a challenge to local businesses, civic organizations, and caring residents to adopt a school and be a part of the ongoing efforts to improve the city's schools. Research has shown that successful school districts have solid community assistance like tutoring programs, reading buddies, and mentors. To help with what school officials are calling the A+ Community Partners Drive, NPS and the Norfolk Education Foundation have recently launched a new website that includes ways to help. Surf over to supportnps.org to take the first step to supporting local schools. When we come back, coastal flooding in the Mermaid City, plus a national chess champ visits Norfolk.
Hey guys, this is my teenage friend Fred.
Rad! Hey pal, you want to pay attention to the road?
Relax, man, I got it.
Look, my man, if your bad driving gets me killed, you better hope you die too, or I will haunt you silly. And I'm not just gonna float over your bed like, woo! I'm gonna be making a more annoying noise, like, ah! And instead of wearing those long white robes, I think I'll wear something more form-fitting and upsetting. The other ghosts will look and be like, wow, we've never seen that before.
Pull your face mask down. All right. What about the chest guard? It looks loose. Is it loose? All right, what about the shin guards? All right. Okay. Here comes the heat. Bring it in. Bring it in. Good hustle.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who would love to put up with you.
Welcome back to the Triple N. After several years of trying, the City of Norfolk finally received funding to make much-needed improvements to the I-64 Norview interchange. VDOT began working on the $7.9 million project in February. The interchange has long been heavily congested, serving as a gateway for motorists trying to get to the airport. The existing on-off ramp was not adequate for the number of vehicles using it each day. This project replaces the current configuration at the interchange with an exit ramp and an entrance ramp, improving safety and efficiency. The exit ramp will end at a signal on Norview Avenue that will allow drivers to access either north or southbound Norview. The existing configuration only allows traffic to head north on Norview. Motorists can expect to see lane closures and traffic pattern changes during construction. The project is expected to be completed late next year. Norfolk residents gathered recently for the second in a series of community conversations about coastal flooding. They met in a late February meeting at Norview High School to hear Ben McFarland of the Hampton Roads Planning Commission summarize the flooding studies his organization has commissioned. Kevin Smith of Fugro International was also on hand. Fugro International is the company that conducted Norfolk's citywide coastal flood study. The study was initiated in 2007 and details the options available to address coastal flooding. After the presentations, residents were asked for input on a proposed citywide flooding information website. The series of community conversations is intended to help residents, staff, and regional experts identify best practices for addressing coastal flooding and find the best ways to educate the community about the critical issue. International chess grandmaster Susan Polgar was in Norfolk recently, taking part in a chess tournament unlike any you've probably ever seen. The Triple N's John Linka was there when Polgar tied on her blindfold to help girls see the beauty of chess.
She's about the only person in the world who can do this: strap on a blindfold and win a game of chess in just a few moves. She's International Chess Grandmaster Susan Polgar. She was in Norfolk recently to give a chess exhibition to kids. An Olympic chess champion, Polgar was the first woman to break the gender barrier in chess, a sport that she says has countless benefits for children.
Chess teaches children how to assess correctly and how to make decisions. And those are the most important skills that all children need in school and then later in life.
Pierre Nicholson learned chess a year ago at Lambert's Point Recreation Center as part of the Norfolk Initiative for Chess Excellence. One of its goals is to help kids build positive relationships with adults and develop sportsmanship and problem-solving skills. The Moy High School senior and chess lover recently got a chance to play against Polgar. She wouldn't have gotten that chance without Norfolk's recreation centers. On this day, Nicholson was one of 15 people to simultaneously play a game of chess against Polgar. Even though Nicholson, and everyone else for that matter, lost, the benefits of chess when it comes to Norfolk's youth are endless.
When you play a game of chess, in every single game, you make 10, 20, 30, or 40, 50, 60 decisions in each game. Every single move, you need to assess the circumstances. You need to get adjusted to the changes in the position every single move and then make the right decision. And I think that's a wonderful and very effective tool to teach children the thinking skills and the decision-making skills that are so crucial in anything we do in life to make the right choices.
I think it's a great help, teaching kids from younger going up is a great opportunity for them.
And that's just one of many opportunities available to kids thanks to Norfolk's rec centers.
We cook, we make quesadillas and tuna bowls.
We are going to cook some vegetables and rice.
This is a healthy cooking class.
I'd never learned how to cook before, so learning was an entirely new thing to me. I got to learn how to use a knife, how to cut a vegetable correctly.
Push your vegetables slightly so you never have to lift your knife.
And more importantly, how to eat nutritiously.
The 6-week class gives kids the chance to learn about kitchen hygiene, kitchen safety, and most importantly, kitchen skills.
There's a nice flat piece.
One of the things we want to try to do is make sure that we have kids that are healthy, long, healthy lives, and learn these things at an early age. As far as working out, they come here and play, and we want to keep them active, and we also want to make sure that they know the right type of snacks to eat. you know, when they're home alone or when they go home, they even teach it to their parents who may not have those, you know, healthy ideas.
And whether it's taekwondo or bowling or chair exercises,
Run, 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 run!
there's plenty to do and learn at the Therapeutic Recreation Center.
We offer goal-based programming to individuals with special needs, whether it be physical, cognitive, social, or emotional. All of our programs, we gear them towards any individual. We try to adapt every program to make it flexible for anybody to participate.
Working with kids and adults from 6 years of age and up who may not have had the same opportunities you or I had when they were growing up.
And the social skills that you learn from being around peers and sportsmanship and things like that, and some of these kids don't get that opportunity because maybe they do have a physical impairment that keeps them from running out onto the field, or they need a little bit more assistance, or maybe they have a slight intellectual impairment that keeps them from being able to socialize and makes it harder for them to participate. So we provide those same opportunities that every other kid gets. So they're learning those social skills, they're learning how to be on a team, how to work together, they're learning cooking skills, they're learning life skills.
It's pretty easy to see that there's something for everyone at Norfolk's recreation centers, and, well, that's exactly the idea.
We have kids that come here to participate in chess, have kids that come in and participate in computer activities, so we want to make sure that it's more than just a place where you come and you roll out a ball and kids play basketball and kickball and things of that nature. We just want to make them well-rounded. And we want to make sure they're in a place where they can win. You know, we may not play basketball, and they might be the last person in net, but we may go in here and do the cooking program, and the kid may be a chef.
Can I have the tips?
So you don't have to just do one thing instead of just doing one thing only, and then you just get to do more things like play air hockey, play pool.
Just go to one of the rec centers, whether it's here or another rec center, and just observe for a little while and see the impact that just recreation in general has on all kids, not just kids with disabilities, but every kid in general, just having the opportunity to be a part of something, be a part of a team. We have a lot of awesome staff who have some amazing talents and skills that they offer in this city.
To learn more about the countless classes, events, and activities that go on all the time in Norfolk's recreation centers, just check out Good Times magazine by logging on to norfolk.gov/goodtimes. For Norfolk News Now, I'm John Linka.
Residents in Colonial Place are enjoying a new waterfront walking path thanks to a $75,000 grant from the National Fish and Wildlife Foundation. The Haven Creek Living Shoreline project includes a raised and concrete walkway along Haven Creek, a tributary of the Lafayette River. The shoreline was created using native plants and large stones. It serves as a buffer, helps filter sediment and pollution, and stabilizes the creek bank against erosion. The shoreline also creates a natural habitat for native wildlife, including birds, turtles, and crabs. The lighted walkway starts just north of New York Avenue and ends at New Hampshire Avenue. Norfolk's finest are turning to social media to help keep residents informed and the bad guys nervous. The Norfolk Police Department has launched their own Facebook page. The site includes information about the department's activities and events. It also includes a section highlighting Norfolk's most wanted. You can learn more about the Norfolk Police Department by going to facebook.com/NorfolkPD today. In 2010, a film crew from the National American Red Cross visited Norfolk to film city lifeguards in action. Now, lots of those photos and footage are in Red Cross training and certification publications used around the world. Norfolk lifeguards were recorded at Captain's Quarters Park in Willoughby and the Norfolk Fitness and Wellness Center. You can check out our local lifeguards in action online. Go to redcross.org and choose Preparing and Getting Trained from the top menu. Follow the link to lifeguarding under the Classes topic. Mayor Paul Frame was on hand for the recent groundbreaking of the Centera Lay Hospital's new patient tower replacement. The $126 million project will replace the 35-year-old patient wing with 2 5-story towers. Patient rooms in the new wings will include private baths with no-step showers for safety and family accommodations for overnight stays. The new patient towers will anchor the south end of the sprawling 23-acre campus. The multi-phase project includes a 2-story atrium lobby, new outpatient service areas, an outpatient pharmacy, conference spaces, and the hospital gift shop. That wraps up the April edition of Norfolk News Now on the Triple N. Thanks for watching Norfolk's Neighborhood Network. For all things Norfolk, I'm Karen Parker Chesson with the Norfolk Police Department. Take care of yourself and your city and celebrate life daily.